It might that a lot of questions will never be revealed on the Dragon's Path. Don't underestimate the Dragon's Path. You can have so many questions, so many, like a whirlpool of emotions and questions. That is just how strong the Dragon's Path can be. And I had a lot of questions, so many of them. And this was actually one of them, because I also had a lot of feelings. Like I said, a whirlpool of emotions. And this was one of these emotions that was overwhelming me. And one of these emotions that was very strong of me. And makes me wonder if I'm actually a good or a bad witch. Is a dragon witch a good or a bad witch? That was actually what I was wondering after a feeling of this. And this feeling was a dislike and even a dark emotion, several dark emotions towards humans. I actually felt very dark emotions towards humans. Whenever I was going out, I saw humans, I always said, damn you fools. It was like, yeah, I had this when I was young, but later when I discovered the dragon, it was always getting stronger. And at a point that I was wondering, am I actually a good witch or a bad witch? Is a dragon witch a good witch or a bad witch? Well, actually, there is no good or bad witch. That is just your interpretation of good and bad, evil or good. I always said that evil, it does not exist. But I always said that the dragon is not a human at all. And they have a lot of emotions. But they don't, the dragon doesn't feel hate. The dragon doesn't feel these dark emotions. What the dragon can do is submit all of these emotions what they have. It will not overwhelm them. It will not eat them alive. But humans and their energy, they will have these emotions that can hurt them, that can eat them alive. Negative or positive, it doesn't matter. Like I said, light blinds and darkness consumes, and sometimes this happens, and sometimes we need to take the steer and not our emotions in itself. And that is what dragons do, and that is what dragon witches also sometimes should do. But I have to admit, it's darn difficult. It's really, really difficult. I cannot explain to you enough how difficult it is. I always say that you have to let your emotions go wild, go untamed, like the dragons themselves. But emotions and all of them can eat you alive. It can be, and it doesn't have anything to do that you are a good or a bad person. Of course not. It is just your nature. It is nature in itself. You are connected with the dragon because of a reason. But all of these humans, they are like a decoration that influences your life. You have to follow them sometimes in order to let this life be fulfilled. But sometimes it demands some sacrifices from you. So for example, when I was first meeting my dragon, I had to wear a dragon face, not a dragon face, but a human face. I was constantly attracted to the dragon in magic, in beliefs and in feeling them. I always felt them and I wanted to reach out for them, so much so that I forgot the human world. And once I returned to see the human world and all of the humans, I had a hatred for them. I didn't want to see them, I didn't want to interact with them, I just wanted to go with my dragon. But my feelings said that I shouldn't. My feelings said that I should interact with humans, and sometimes just suppress the feelings that I had. Because I had so much feelings for the dragon, but also so much feelings for the humans, and so much disconnect, and even a faraway distance from humans. I always had this once I was a child, but once the dragon came, it became much more difficult, on a different level even, that I actually didn't know what to do. But it was actually my feelings, but also my dragon, that said that I should go and return to the humans as a human. Because I was far away, transforming into something that I don't understand. I didn't understand. I was transforming, but I had the mindset and even the behavior sometimes of a dragon, but that had to return because I was still living among humans as a human. So I always said that I had to wear my human face sometimes. Whenever you are awakened from the dragon, it can change you completely, much more than you were. But when you were born before your awakening, it is just a shadow of what you really are. But once you are awakened, this is actually who you truly are. And sometimes this can have some dark emotions towards humans. It strikes me. Whenever I was looking for people on the Dragon's Path, I was actually seeing people that were constantly bashing humans for what they really are. And I was actually agreeing with everything what they are saying. But once my awakening occurred, I was always looking angry with humanity in what they are. They are always failing in everything they do on this earth, always failing to be a guardian, failing to be anything. They could be so much inside of my mind. They could mean so much for this earth. They could mean so much for every living being, but they are so failing in everything they do that I constantly said I don't like them. I don't like humanity. And every day I feel embarrassed to have their face. And whenever I was awakening from the dragon, on the Dragon's Path, I was actually much more going side of the direction of the dragon and much lesser into the direction of the humans. And that is why I sometimes see stories, for example, where humans ride dragons. It made me insane to see this. How can you ride as a destroyer, as something lesser, to ride something so pure, something more godlike? Can't you see your place, humans? Can't you see your place where you belong? You are just on the same level as a human. As the same level as an animal. That is what you don't want to see. But humans are animals. And dragons are beyond that. But that is what they don't want to see, of course. They see themselves as much more superior over the rest. And that is what hurts my eyes. That is also what you open on when you have your awakening. You open your dragon eyes. And sometimes when you open your dragon eyes, it hurts in what you are seeing. Because this earth, wherever humans are, does not belong where you belong. You don't belong where you are now. That is what I always saw. That it's not because of your body, but because of your spirit. Your spirit doesn't belong here, but it has to endure it. It has to. That is what the dragon tries to tell me. You have to do this. You have to go to the humans. You have to be like them in order to tell your story here. Of course, you can have all of your emotions that you want, but sometimes it can be so dark that it can consume you. And that is what I was doing. It was consuming me because my mind is as well human. And with the combination of that of the dragon, it was eating me alive because the dragon's emotions and energies is so much more powerful. But dragons can restrain themselves and I, as a human, cannot. That is the difference. And that is why the dragon is saying, I know that you feel so much emotions, but it's better to restrain yourself. Put on your mask even if it's suffocating you. Sometimes it's just better to have some difficulties on your path in order to tell your story. And that is true, my brothers and sisters. Even though you can feel so much negative energy towards humans, but sometimes we have to do effort, and that is the reason why the Dragon's Path can be a very difficult path.